Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. Today I want to talk about inspired action and how you are being magnetized to your desired life. When you're just living your life and you are in trust in the process and you know your abilities and you trust that your inner work is working, and then you're just listening to your soul, you're automatically going to be taking inspired action. And some of the action may appear that it is going towards whatever it is that you're manifesting. And some things you'll have no idea. But when you accept the doneness of your reality, whether it's with your true love, mirror soul, twin flame, soulmate, whatever you want to label the one, your true one, and knowing that everything that you're feeling, they're feeling in the exact same time. It's instant. It's not delayed. It's not that your inner work is going over out over the airwaves and reaching them and going into their mind. It is literally at the same exact time. And I have so many things I want to talk about in this video today. I'm gonna hope that they all weave together perfectly and seamlessly for you guys. At the end of the day, I just want to inspire you guys and I want to urge you not to give up and to continue to persist in whatever it is that you're manifesting, especially if it's with your true love, the love, the person that you know deep down in your heart and soul you're meant to be with. The reason why I was thinking about inspired action was because of a cute thing that happened probably at this point about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I'm going to talk about that. It involves a pair of earrings that I thought I lost over my mirror soul's house. But I also want to talk about the time where I manifested $28,000 being wired to me from a practical stranger. Those are the two things that I thought about. But the reason why I wanted to say to allow yourself to be magnetized to your desired reality is that you wouldn't be pulled towards something at such a deep level in your core unless that reality already existed, because all of creation is already done. So if something feels very deep and meaningful to you, that is a reality that is really going to serve the highest good in you and for other people that are involved. For example, with you and your twin flame, mirror soul, soulmate, whatever you want to label it. Does that make sense? When you've gotten yourself to a place of trust and belief in the process, and you are in a state of your power, which is unconditional love, that is a feeling of embodying being fulfilled. That is God. When you are in that powerful state, you have realized who you actually are. We are all consciousness in human form. We are all that. But when you are really in a state of love, all and you're just listening to your soul and you feel complete and whole and you're not waiting anymore for anything. Based on my experience, what I was feeling, for example, when me and my mirror soul have gone through stuff and when we were separated or not talking for a little while or whatever, when I was pissed off and angry and frustrated and upset, they felt it. And when I dropped my walls and my barriers and was in love and complete and feeling whole and in surrender and trust, they felt it. This is the thing. It's going into that deep trust and knowing that everything that's happening within me is happening within them. And there was a really cute text message that I recently saw. I don't know. I was searching for something through our text messages that I wanted to see. And the one that came up, it was just really cute without going into private details, of course. I had gone very deep into surrender and trust and really deeply loving myself and giving up the fight. They texted me something along the lines of, I can't explain it. When I looked at this picture of you and I looked into your eyes, I could feel the love that you had for yourself. And I felt that so deeply within me. And it felt like such a relief within me. And it was magnetizing. It made me want to come towards you. That was basically obviously I don't remember word for word, but that was basically the gist of it. And that's what happens when you go into complete trust and allow yourself to be fully magnetized, to become one with the reality where you have the money that you deserve, the health that you deserve, the experiences that you deserve, the opportunities that you deserve, the support from all different people in your reality, and the love, the blissful love in harmony with your true love. Allow yourself to be magnetized to that reality and then just live through your soul and enjoy your life. And then everything that you do will be inspired action, again, whether it looks like it's related to it or not. But anyway, before I get further into this and I talk about the $28,000 wire and the little cute little things that happened a couple weeks ago with the earrings that I found, if you do love my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you want me to coach you to help you manifest your specific person back, or to change the dynamic, email me a short description to kim@coreunion.com and then book your session with me at coreunion.com. You can do a single session or a package. Then my scheduling assistant will get back to you as soon as possible and get you in on my schedule. All right. So years ago, let me talk about the earrings first, because the $28,000, I'll save that because I'll save the best for last. So I just had a craving to want to buy a few new pairs of earrings. There's one particular pair of earrings that I used to love so much. And it was probably, I'm going to guess, probably about a year ago now. It could have been around Thanksgiving time. I'm not even sure. I was over my Marisol's house and I had brought a couple games with me and stuff. And anyway, after that visit, neither one of us could find the earrings. And it became this thing like, okay, it just kind of disappeared in the abyss somewhere. And I let it go. I just completely let it go. This is a perfect example how just because you let something go doesn't mean you're suddenly going to have it, that it's going to come into your reality. For me, from my perspective, you have to actually have a desire for it, and then it will come back. Okay. This is whether it's a deep soul thing or not. Okay. So now fast forward just about a year later, I get this desire to want to buy a bunch of new earrings. Then suddenly I start thinking about those earrings and I giggle and I laugh to myself. I imagine having them again because I really loved them. A few days went by and I was cleaning the house, and I always love purging things. I don't like to keep things around that I don't use often. Sometimes I donate things, I just give them away because I don't want to take the time to sell them and I don't want to meet strangers. I grabbed two games that I had brought over their house. One of them I kept because I know that we'll have fun playing that. But the other one, I'm like, this is just a silly game. It was just silly. So I take that along with other items that I'm just going to give away. And I put it on my little cart that I always bring down. So in the condominium that I'm in, I always kind of leave things in the garage where people, pass by when they get to the elevator. And I put it in this area. It's kind of like a free stuff area. Here, just take it. Before I go down into the garage, I had the inspired action to open the box and take the parts out of the game. And there were my earrings. Perfect example of inspired action and perfect example of how just because you let something go doesn't mean it's going to come back to you unless you have a desire for it. When I decided I wanted to buy a few new pairs of earrings, and I remembered those particular earrings, I imagined myself having them and I felt kind of the joy of having them. Then I was inspired to purge in that particular game. That was where my earrings were. So anyway, now to the $28,000 wire, because this one I want to actually point out how a lot of you guys think that you're like infringing on somebody's free will or manipulating somebody, and you're not. You are just allowing yourself to fully surrender into becoming one with the reality where you have all of the things that you deserve, and the things that you deserve in your heart and soul are what is in your core, and the desire itself is the promise of the wish fulfilled. I had already bought and sold a few dream homes in my dream city now at this point. I wanted to refinance one of the homes. I didn't have multiple homes at once, by the way. These were just things that I bought, sold, bought, sold. Okay. But now I was in in one of the homes and I needed to refinance. And I don't remember, but there was a time crunch with this particular scenario. I was magnetized so strongly to this one particular person who was a mortgage broker. I'm going to call this person Jane for the sake of the story. I had to work with Jane. I knew that Jane was the one. She was going to get this refinance done for me easily. There is a story that I had in my mind. When you are an entrepreneur and you're making your own money, you're self-employed, getting a mortgage can be a little more challenging. That was something that was active within me. So anyway, I meet with Jane, I talk with Jane, I get all of my ducks in a row. I tell her what I want to do. We end up working together, and there are some ups and downs and challenges. There are some frustrating things that keep happening. I continue to live from the end that everything got refinanced just fine. And I just keep having a quick and easy inner conversation of the end where I see Jane looking at me and saying, yeah, you're all set. You're all set, Kim. Everything is all set. You're all set. What ended up happening was the underwriter said at the last minute that something in a very large amount of at that time $28,000 needed to be paid off within a matter of a very short amount of time. I could have pulled the $28,000 out of my account, but I felt if I did that because of a few other circumstances in that moment, I felt that that would have caused a little bit of resistance in me. So instead, I just said, okay, no problem. I continued to live from the end. I continued to live from the end and I persisted. And so as days went by and we were hitting a crunch time here, but days and weeks had gone by, every morning, noon, and night, anytime that I thought about it, or anytime I had a little bit of an old story come up, or any bit of an edgy, kind of anxious feeling, I would remind myself, this is all set, this is done. I would live from the end, and I would literally hear her say, you're all set, Kim, everything is all set. So the day came where Jane told me to check my bank account. And when I logged into my bank account, a wire of $28,000 was sitting there for me. Now, the reason why I wanted to use this as an example was that I manipulate Jane's free will to somehow convince her to take $28,000 out of her own personal income and wire it to me? No, I was magnetized and really wanting to work with Jane because that end already existed, that Jane was the one that got it done for me, period. Does that make sense? So in other words, before I even met Jane and talked to her, she already wired the money to me. I just was not aware of it. I was inspired to work with Jane because that end already existed, that she was the one that worked with me and got the underwriter to approve the refinance. Same way that the earrings that I was craving and I wanted I was inspired to go to the exact game where I apparently opened it up at my Mirasol's house and the earrings fell into, or maybe I placed them into it. I don't even remember. But the same way I was inspired. We all have the answers already within us. So you don't have to force, change, or manipulate or control anything in your 3D. You just want to trust that the end already exists. And you want to allow yourself to be magnetized and pulled towards your end. So if you are being pulled and magnetized out of being in fear and trying to control the situation and then wanting to take action out of fear, that is not the kind of inspired action you want to take, because that would be you taking inspired action from fear, anxiousness, and desperation. And that's going to put you in the timeline of what you don't want. Okay. So if you are going to take any kind of action at all, let it be inspired action. And can you have inspired action? Of course, that is directly in relationship to reaching out with your person? Of course you can. If you are feeling unconditional love and you are in that state of fulfillment and you're in trust, remember, then you are in your God state. If you want to communicate something, communicate from that place. But be okay if anything opposes the relationship in the 3D. Just realize that that thing had to come up because it's ready to be let go and released. So don't attach to it and don't identify with it, and then get back in your end. If you're too afraid to take inspired action, then you're not quite in trust yet. Continue to persist in your end. But just a reminder, you are being magnetized towards a reality that already exists. Okay. So allow yourself to be pulled towards that. Allow yourself to feel the love. Allow yourself to look forward to it. Allow yourself to be enjoying doing the inner work and get excited about it. Affirm down below, I am pure love and I know my end exists. And reach out to me if you need me. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.